Hello everyone, my name is Dumitrița Iftode and I'm a PhD student at Alexandru Ioan Cozar University from Iași. Today I will be presenting to you my paper with the title The Online Campus Higher Education Institutions in Time of Pandemics. Going forward, I will discuss about the following points: our online courses, which became the new normality nowadays, the adopted course outline and design and tracking students' performance and involvement, instructor skill set for online course delivery, compensating for missing human side in the online environment, and the next steps to be considered in managing these challenges. More than 300 million students around the world did encounter disruptions in their education process caused by the coronavirus spread. Educational institutions have not confronted such severe disruptions in decades maybe, but unlike any past occurrences, now they have the ability to continue their activity with the doors closed. The campus disruptions caused lately by the COVID-19 pandemic forced universities to bring all their courses online in a very short period of time. The online courses now became the new normality of doing things and going further with educational activities. At present time, video conferencing applications like Zoom or WebEx are tossing colleges a survival way out. Because whereas professors are attempting to keep up a similar commitment to their students as if they could in traditional setting, they have to consider now to discover other solutions in order to stay away from quality drop in their delivered courses. Remote learning is only a small step in a long way of offering online learning. The online courses might have certain specifics that are different from the traditional ones. Universities have an important decision to make regarding the delivery of the courses in the new conditions, and one of the first questions that arise in the context is which remote delivery methodology is used by academic staff, which is the most efficient, the most available and useful for their course specifics. Regarding the methodology by which the instructors choose to deliver their courses, there are several types. Synchronous types, which means it happens in real time online. Asynchronous type, it is a pre-recorded version of the course, or the blended type, which combines the both methods. Rather than focusing on packaging and delivering the content for their courses, it is better to focus on the interaction between professors and students, between students themselves, and then between students and course content. The courses should be attractive as possible, organized, easy to follow. Exceptions should be set in order to be expectations should be set for the courses in order to be as clear as possible. Also, to establish a clear and consistent set of policies that should be a target. Online courses usually register a higher drop in higher education institutions compared to traditional courses. Therefore, motivation is a crucial factor in dealing with online delivery of education. Feelings of isolation, frustration, and maybe some time constraints are factors that influence the decision of the students to withdraw from the online courses. Most researchers have identified the four key parts that are very important in developing students' motivation. First of all, this is autonomy, which means having control of what and how should be done. Second of all is the relatedness, carrying out the tasks provided will help students to develop a connection between the learning environment. relevance, that students might perceive their tasks to be relevant, useful for them, and last and not least, efficiency. Instructors in delivering their courses online might need to have a special set of skills, let's say, because teaching online courses is not just a replica of classroom strategies just provided in another form. It is a process that requires a diversified approach. It's one that pays less attention to the time spent together in a certain place, but focuses more on promoting communities and activities with students working alone or in groups, but on the online environment. There are studies that assess that online teaching instructors' readiness is very important and reliable when delivering the online courses. And there are three main pillars in this context: the technological one, pedagogical, and administrative. Technological part even has in its content also the social media skills, as these are fundamental elements that are enhancing the abilities of the academic staff to interact with students. The administrative part, which also includes skills as time management and the ability and willingness to answer to students' questions or inquiries that came through an online environment. Pedagogical and teaching skills is not that the academic staff does not have already these skills, but these are specific for something specific for online environment, which refer to student-centered methods and professors that emphasize the support and guide through learning and not just delivering the instruction and the ability to establish their online presence and involvement. Besides these three pillars, some of the sources mentioned also important elements as communication skills, assessment, and evaluation skills. Instructors with an experience in face-to-face teaching and learning methods might need to develop stronger written communication skills, for example. Technical resources do not relieve online instructors of the responsibility to acquire advanced skills through professional development. Of course, the emerging technology-dependent online learning environment will require professors to strengthen their existing skills and, of course, adopt new ones. Going further, we will discuss about compensating for the missing human side in delivering online courses. It might arise a feeling that in online environment there is a human side missing and the lectures are more robotized and more technical without some human implications. But keeping the human element on the online teaching, it is very important and perhaps challenging thing. But although online teaching will definitely change the way teachers communicate with students, the professor-student relationship is still very important. There are three certain factors that are specifically emphasizing the human presence in the online environment. And this is certainly the presence, the empathy, and awareness. Presence meaning even if teaching of student-centered online courses is a lot of work, and instructors maybe spend a lot of time of setting up the course and the content of it, the actions behind the scenes are not seen by the student. So it is important for the students to feel the presence also online. Regarding empathy, when using, for example, asynchronous communication tools, empathy may be difficult to show, but it's not impossible, and it is very important because it supports and motivates the students, making them to feel more involved. And the third element is, of course, awareness, which in this context means being aware of the students' needs and dedicate time to support them whenever it's needed. When we discuss about managing these challenges, there are of course certain steps that need to be considered. At all levels, higher education institutions sought to find different ways to solve the COVID situation. However, most of them did not look outside their organizations. They got somehow swallowed by the local focus, ignoring what was happening outside their universities. So it is very important to look outside and maybe establish some relationship with other institutions and plan on action on the future actions together. As an important step in this process is establishing a control center. And higher education institutions need to establish a control center which will monitor these the activities during this entire process. It is very important to have an accurate view of the situation and to assess the current risks and the impact of the further actions. Of course, there should be made a decision on long-term and short-term actions and to delimit what are these actions on long term, short term, who are the responsibles and the impact of these actions. And of course, last but not least, provide a response and feedback to the planning that was realized. Universities should consider whether and how to make changes to the current teaching models and making it more scalable, flexible, accessible, and attractive to students. So, moving further, I can say that higher education institutions are under a great pressure nowadays in each sector, and the call for them to expand and use the online environment for learning, it is very present nowadays. So I have mentioned that universities have few choices but to confront the groundbreaking pressure on educational change right now, but they must do it in a planned and of course informed manner. This will be especially valid by a fast scale up of the use of Internet of Things, different use of information technologies, and the call for more adaptability, flexibility, responsiveness, deliver and conveyance of the programs and courses. So, thank you very much for your time. I was very pleased to present to you today and I look forward for your questions.